Can you bring a knife?
Who are you going to shoot, Corey?
A bear.
So you're on Naked and Afraid, and you know on Naked and Afraid you're allowed to bring one item with you. What is your one item? I jokingly told Corey I'm bringing a dress. But if you had to choose one item.
A gun.
Can you bring a knife? Yeah. Can you bring a knife?
Who are you going to shoot, Corey?
A bear or whatever it is that I need to kill in order to eat it.
Yeah, okay. So, okay, you're bringing a gun.
I'm bringing a gun.
Yo, naked butt out there with a gun. Okay. Yep. And what'd you say, Bryan?
I was like, can you bring a knife? Can you bring a tool like a knife?
We're going to say you can bring whatever you want. I don't know.
Okay. Because with a knife, you can cut a lot of things down in the woods and make a shelter and make, clothing. But yeah, you need to be able to cut stuff.
Yeah.
Jeremy?
I was joking. I was like, I'm bringing this iPhone 11 and calling y'all to pick me up.
Oh, no. There ain't going to be no service out there.
Right, yeah. I'm kidding.
Is there an Uber for helicopters?
Right. Can I get one of my tech students to invent that? Nah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be out there either.
Let me be serious. I'll go with, I was thinking what Bryan was saying, the knife. But I would honestly, Dana, let's see. I would bring, you can make a fire. I was going to say like matches or something like that just to keep the food and to make food. But I would bring something, if not a machete or something to cut. Like you need to, I'm thinking survival. So I'm not really thinking aesthetics and all this cute stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm on TV. A gun or something. I'm bringing like Corey, a rifle, one of my dad's rifles, something like that. That's what I'm bringing.
Okay, y'all. I've never seen the show, but I'm pretty sure they don't have like bears and things for you to shoot. Wow.
Well, we're not talking about a show. We're talking about being put into the wilderness.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring something. I just thought about what I was going to bring. So I'm going to bring something that I feel like I could barter with, maybe, and get people to let me borrow some of their stuff or whatever. I'm bringing salt.
Oh my God.
You are not roughing it.
You say what you want, but Jeremy shoot the fish in the ocean, and then you put some salt.
Hey, that squirrel, some salt on it.
Well, if you're on the beach and it's salt water, you can get salt from that.
Yeah.
There, let it dry out. Ain't nobody doing that. I have salt, and it has the necessary iodine in it that you need for a healthy life. So
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, seriously, one woman I think they said brought a pot.
Really?
Yeah.
Pots are good.
I don't know how she fared with it. Again, I don't watch the show. One of the people I watch on YouTube, she said she would bring shoes. And I thought that's a good idea because they don't have shoes. I mean, and walking through the jungle with no shoes on or whatever. But I bet she'd let me borrow her shoes for some salt.
How about some gloves? Like some working gloves? Like, hardware gloves?
Maybe a multi-tool.
Yeah. A multi-tool?
But like the utility tool, I was thinking about that, but I mean, at the same time, I don't know.
I would love to see this. Minus the naked part. Everybody, you out there with a gun, and that's your survival.
Yeah, I think the tool of choice would be a knife. I've been to a lot of camping trip things that are basically called Earthskills Gatherings.
Okay.
And they teach people basic skills like making a fire from just what's around you and turning sticks into twine, into string, so that you can, put a hook on it and catch a fish or make a net to do what you need to do. And things like that. It's not like survival. It's not really like full on end of the world survival skills kind of stuff. It's just kind of like come out and relax and learn some basic stuff and chill. There was actually a guy who I think he was in the running to be cast in one of those shows. If he actually didn't get cast for it, he was telling us about it maybe before they shot his sequence, but he was either in it or was trying to get into it. I don't remember if he told us any tips or anything, but the people who can go out in the woods and just sort of hang out and be there, they're all like, yeah, where's your knife? Why don't you bring your knife, Brian? I'm like,
I can imagine that.
I would do it over.
I don't need a knife.
Like a tent is cool, but I gotta survive. Like,
yeah, you see that camper over there? That's us glamping. We're good. I don't need a knife. I need a can opener. Do you have a can opener?
I just thought it was such an interesting question because I was like, you get one thing. There's so many things I would need. Like one thing, I couldn't even imagine, but I would never do it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's no way I would do something like that.
I wanted to see what y'all thought y'all might bring.
So I was wondering, like, did anyone finish any of the films or TV shows that we started, or did you start anything new? I will go first because I asked this question. I will say that I finished everything and started some new stuff. So I just wrote down a couple of quick things. Waco, loved Waco. I couldn't stop watching that show. It was
I finished it
great. It was great. I thought the acting is what carried it for me. Again, even when I was watching it, I still didn't remember the live event as it was happening. And I told my mom about it. I said, Mom, you got to watch this show called Waco. And she said, well, isn't that about the people, the cult thing, the people that killed themselves or whatever? And I was like,
sweatpants, there you go, Dana, the sweat.
I was like, well, and then she started telling me these things. I was like, Ma, I don't think you really know what you're talking about. I don't think this is the right story that you're talking about. She was like, yeah, it is. And I was like, no. And so I got her to watch it. And she watched the whole thing in one day.
Wow.
And she sent me this long text. And she was like, oh, my God, I loved it. And she was naming all the characters and everything else. And I said, well, do you remember it? She said, yes. She said, I remember that being in the news. I totally remember that story.
Wow.
It is exactly what I was thinking of, but I just couldn't remember exactly the ending of what happened. And
was she surprised about all the stuff that that
unfolded at the end? Yes.
Showed? Yeah.
Yes. She was surprised at the things that happened at the end. All the whole FBI stuff and everything like that. Even the fact that those tactics are still used and all that kind of stuff. Like she was totally into it. She was upset. She was sad. She was just all over it. She loved it. It gave her every emotion, and it did me too when I was watching it, because it was one of those things where I was on the fence of both sides. I was on the FBI side. I was on the and I can't remember the name of the group side. I didn't really know where to go.
Davidians.
Huh?
Branch Davidians.
Yeah, Branch Davidians. I didn't know where to go, but it was so well done. That acting was so great. I gave it 5 stars. And the only thing is that there was, and I want to say we all knew this character, so it's not spoiling anything. But John Leguizamo's character, he just kind of disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
I
said, oh, really? I didn't know that. Because we liked kind of seeing him. So knowing that we don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, something happens with him, and then he just disappears. And I was just like, I want to know what happened to his character. I want to know more how he plays out as a role, into this whole situation, and he doesn't. And I was disappointed with that. I was like,
I think he just got edged out and removed from the situation. And if you look at the opening credits to each of the seasons, I think he wrote one of the books that this was based on. I think there were 2 or 3 different books that it's based on, and I think he was one of the authors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Corey, question: did you know at the ending? I'm not to spoil everything, but the real David Thibodeau was introducing the character in the film, and then the real Gary.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. Their real characters introduced their acting characters, and then sitting on the bench was the real David Thibodeau.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's cool. I did not know that. Now I want to find out more behind the scenes stuff about the show, because it was amazing. I mean, that show was so good. I did not expect to like it as much as I did, but it really just draws you in. It really draws you in. So I watched that. Buckaroo Banzai? That is some weird crap. That is weird movie. I kept going, what is happening here? It was too much. It was too much weird for me that I even cared about it halfway through. I kind of gave up. I started looking at my phone. I was like, I can't get into this. I can't get into this. I don't know what the hype is about Buckaroo Banzai. Like, why is it such a quote unquote cult classic? I can't.
I tried to finish it too. I don't think I got all the way through it. I did watch the rest of Stay Tuned. We talked about that before.
Yep.
I did try to watch the rest of Devil's Advocate. I couldn't get through that either.
I need to start.
I didn't finish it.
How could you not get through that, Bryan? It's such a good movie.
That was a great movie.
I didn't get very far at all. I think the last thing I remember, I think I got fed up with Charlize Theron obsessing over the paint colors, redecorating the apartment. I'm like, ugh.
Well, she had nothing else to do though.
That's right.
I know. I'm like, what a waste.
She was bored.
But I think it plays into how her character ends up becoming. That's important because it is boring. That isn't much, So
there's some character development later. Okay, maybe I'll pick it up again. Okay.
Charlize is the star, or the real takeaway of that entire movie, in my opinion, from her acting ability in that film. What her character actually goes through.
Okay. I didn't give it enough of a chance because Mr. Devilman.
Because
Mr. Devilman didn't do anything yet. He hasn't even really.
You got to get into it a little bit more because for me, I wasn't really thinking so much about Charlize. I was more thinking about Keanu when we were watching it, and then I was stuck on the fact that they had those horrible Southern accents. But that went away for me after a while because I was buying into what their characters were doing. And Charlize, she goes in, like she goes 115, and I'm just like, wow, if you're gonna go there, freaking go there,
It felt real.
It did. It felt real. And there's one scene in there with her and Keanu that I felt his acting like, oh my God, this is so real. Like somebody would really react this way if they saw something like this happening. And then there were little nuances like, I don't want to spoil it, but there's certain things that the director does with Keanu's character to show the turn. It's subtle, but you could really pick up on it. And then there's something that the director does and the cinematographer does with Al Pacino's character in the third act that really just like blew me away when I saw it. And I was just like, it's more emphasis on who this character is and what he's actually playing that I thought was really, really great. And so I gave that a 4-star. Buckaroo Banzai I gave a 1 star. Stay tuned. I gave 2 stars. That does not hold up. They really need to remake that movie. And then $1 Million Baby, I finished that, and I had already seen it before, but it had been a long time. That movie, it still holds up. That is such a freaking amazing movie. And Hilary Swank, oh my God,
knocking everybody out.
Man, and not even just that. It's that third act of her.
Right.
That third act of her is like, wow. It just really pulls at your heartstrings. It really just pulls at your heartstrings. And I went back and I looked, and I remember when I saw that movie, that's when I told you I first started getting into the whole Oscar thing or whatever, and it won for Best Picture. And I went back to try to see what it was up against. It was up against The Aviator with Leonardo DiCaprio, Finding Neverland with Johnny Depp, Sideways with Paul Giamatti, and Ray with Jamie Foxx. So I was kind of torn between whether I would have picked Ray or if I would have picked $1 Million Baby. I can't decide. At first I would have said $1 Million Baby, but I really can't decide. That movie is so good. $1 Million Baby was.
So that Morgan died so Hillary could move into his apartment.
No, he did not. I'll go ahead and tell you that didn't happen. I can see where you would buy into that, but that didn't happen.
Okay.
That did not happen.
He get a scene where he get to, show his hands too.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That was great.
Old man strength, as they say.
You know what's funny? This is not a spoiler. We kind of talked about this in the first 17 minutes, I think. This movie was featured several Marvel characters. So you had the Falcon with Anthony
Mackie.
Thank you. You had what's his name from Ant-Man? Can't remember who he played, but the side character in Ant-Man, and then you also had Luke Cage. You had Luke Cage, who I think this was probably his first role in this movie, probably. And I didn't pick up on him until later on. I was like, oh, that's Michael Coulter. Luke Cage. I was like, they got all kinds of Marvel characters up in here. That's really cool. So I really liked that. So I finished everything, and then I watched the entire 9 seasons of Family Matters.
Oh, Corey, edit that out. Don't nobody want to hear about it.
I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to say.
9.
I watched all 9 seasons of Family Matters.
Those are like on networks. So is that like 20 episodes a season?
Yeah, it's like 23 or 24 episodes a season.
He didn't do it this past week.
No. It took me like a month and a half to watch it. We just never.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought you did that in 2 weeks.
That's what I was like.
I watched that. I'm just thinking about things that I just finished. I've just finished that. We watched White Chicks. It holds up.
I know that's not the PC thing to say, but that movie is funny.
It's hilarious.
It is.
I started Cobra Kai on Netflix and High Score on Netflix. I tried to watch Time Bandits on HBO Max. Have you seen Time Bandits?
Yeah.
I don't think it.
9-year-old Bryan loved it.
I don't think it holds up.
I don't think it does either. I don't think
like
it
a
would.
half an hour in, and I was like, "What is happening?" I'm not sure it holds up. I'm gonna finish it.
Terry Gilliam,
Yeah.
Time Bandits, from all these really great movies he's done, but really crazy Terry Gilliam movie to watch, to fix whatever just happened to you watching Time Bandits, is The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I haven't seen that one.
That one will fix. That'll help fix it.
That's a cult classic too.
Yeah.
I want to
See that. See
And I haven't seen any of the Monty Python movies.
Oh.
Wow.
I know people like those. I haven't seen any of those. I own them. Or 3 of them.
You didn't say you own them?
Yeah, because they're part of the Mel Brooks box set that I have.
Yeah, his collection.
Yeah.
I didn't finish any of the movies because Corey watched them without me, and I'm certainly not going to take the time out to go watch them by myself. So I didn't watch any of them. But I did start a new show. Corey started it with me, but I think he's not going to continue. And that is Lovecraft Country.
Ooh.
On
I put that
HBO.
on the listing.
And
Yeah, that needs to be on the list. I want to see that.
It. I don't know if you'll like it, Brian.
Really?
It's a little
Is it too
gory.
Is it?
What's your level of gore, Brian, that you can withstand? Like, if it's over the top gory, is that too much for you, or more realistic gory? Like what?
It's
killing old people when it's their time.
Don't throw them off the. You can throw them off the cliff. That's fine. I just don't want to see their bodies bounce on the rock.
Midsomer to John Wick 3. Which one you want?
Yeah.
Or Hellboy.
It's the realism. It's the realism that gets me. I don't like it if it's realistic. Like the Scanners.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Comic gore is fine. You know, it's just that the realistic stuff just doesn't my thing.
So you'll probably be
mostly
fine.
Yeah.
Episode 1 and 2 you'll be fine. 3 is a little questionable, but the thing that I like about this is even though there's horror in that same sense of, you know, typical horror movies, blood and gore, to me that's not the biggest horror of them all. It's the racism. And I'm telling you, it makes me feel some kind of way towards, I don't want to give away, because episode 3 I think was the biggest time I felt this way. But it's like stuff that you should normally be scared of, because of the racism, I was more scared of that than, like, you know, Ghost or anything like that. You have to see it. I think it's amazing the way they put it together. Like, I hate that HBO forces me to wait a week in between episodes, because I would totally binge this. But the fact that I'm keeping up with it says a lot, because I don't really do that with a lot of shows. I just wait for them to finish and then binge them. Yeah. But it's done beautifully. It really, really is. I enjoy it.
Really
what, Corey?
It's gotten really high praise from a lot of different people. I mean, it's done extremely well.
I also watched Where'd You Go, Bernadette. I didn't like it. It was I mean, it's a movie about nothing. There's no real plot. It's just a woman living her life, having a little crisis, and you know, it's just, I mean, it's background noise. But the only reason I watched it is because I remember the book came out. It was such a big deal, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is summer book to read." And I never got around to reading it. And since I saw it was on Hulu, I decided to just go ahead and watch it, and I did, and it was a complete letdown. So the book may be a lot better. I don't know, but the movie, I was just like, "This is all like nothing's really happening."
It sounds like that movie Gloria Bell. Who went with me to go see Gloria Bell? That movie was about nothing. Midlife crisis.
That's basically what this was.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well.
What was in that guy's trunk? She was so excited about getting that. Do you remember?
Oh, in Gloria Bell?
Yeah.
I don't remember what was in the trunk.
Oh God! And what was the weird little theme park you ran? Was it paintball? It was a paintball gun. Yeah. It was a paintball gun in the trunk.
That's right. She went and shot him with the paintball gun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I went with y'all to see that. No wonder I didn't.
Yeah, I mean,
for her and John Turturro.
What, real time? Was there like half an hour of the movie was her being stuck in Las Vegas in real time with no wallet?
in real time. That should not be allowed in a
The
movie.
naked
Nobody wants to
scene.
do that.
I remember that. You're right. The whole Las Vegas thing. Sorry, didn't mean to sidetrack from what you were saying there.
Yeah, that was no good. That was such a bad movie.
So where'd you go? Bernadette was kind of the same thing, where it was just much of nothing happening.
Yeah.
So thank you. That was on our list to consider.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't
Corey.
know that. Oops.
it was.
So
Y'all
now we don't
still
have to watch
welcome
it.
to watch it.
Oh no, I don't think so.
I don't see y'all liking that movie though. I mean, a woman having I say midlife crisis. That may not be what they would want to call it, but I don't think y'all would really resonate. That would resonate with y'all that much. So I don't.
Didn't you also watch The Hustle?
Oh yeah, but that was just because I had wanted to see it. That movie was bad. Y'all know that movie was bad. Like
That was really bad.
it was.
That's the original.
I'm tired of watching Rebel Wilson play the ugly fat girl. I'm gonna tell you that now because
Right.
it's not funny, and she's getting too old for this. Like, and I don't think she wants to play that role all the time or whatever. I was really kind of disappointed. I thought at some point during that movie that was going to change. So I was like, okay, initially she's like that. And then, at one point she puts on a dress, she looks nice, whatever. I was like, okay, so they're going to flip this and she can be, just as alluring as whatever her face is. And Anne Hathaway. And they didn't do that the whole time. She looked like awful and acted awful, and I just was like, come on.
I think Rebel has kind of painted herself into a corner.
Yeah, but I also get mad with people who even make the character like that in the first place. Why is that character even available for her? Why was that? I don't understand, because like in the first, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember in the original that being the case. Or whatever.
No,
like
Steve Martin wasn't like that.
No. So I was like, I don't understand this.
Yeah. He was the funny one. He was the comic relief, but it wasn't as just flat and pedestrian is what she's doing.
Yes.
And you're right. She's doing it over and over and over
everything.
again. Yeah.
But again, I don't think that's what she wants. I think those are the roles that are probably being offered to her.
Sure.
And I just feel like, I don't know whether she can do more or not, just because I haven't seen her do that. Even though I will say that one movie we watched, Corey, she had a little bit of this, but I think this I saw a little more of what I wanted. What was that called? Love Story? Isn't it romantic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that was better. That was better. That was her playing, for lack of better words, the main character, the pretty girl, whatever, So I like that. And it didn't feel like I didn't go, oh no, that would never be her. Like somebody like her can't be that. It felt normal. It was fine. So I hopefully she can get more roles, maybe stemming towards that, because I'm tired of the fat Amy roles. I don't like them.
I want to cut her some slack for a couple more years and see if she can turn that around, because she did have a TV show that was short-lived, but I remember watching a few episodes of that.
Or something.
And I saw that. It was good. I thought it was good, and she was good in it. But it was a lot like that romantic, Isn't It Romantic? That was kind of the character she was playing, but it was just sort of, a sitcom kind of thing. But I think that she's got a lot of potential to do more than that. Yeah.
I like her, but
yeah.
I agree.
This movie was just bad. I mean, it was written poorly. Like the things that they did, it didn't make any kind of sense. It was just
Oh yeah, we talked about that a lot in the parking lot.
Yeah,
we were so mad at that movie because it was the outright remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and that movie was just too good.
I know
they had a lot to live up to.
They did.
They did not live up to it.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For tonight's show, we just are getting our toes dipped into Showtime, so there might be some binging in the next couple of days.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we've got 6 more days.
Use it while you can. Just
but I am
cancel.
And
right.
but I am really close to pulling the trigger on HBO. So there'll be a bunch of stuff that I'm ready to catch up on HBO wise.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get a chance to finish Watchmen, so I have a few more episodes to finish of the Watchmen, and the most recent season of Westworld. I really liked Westworld.
Yeah, Watchmen was great.
You know how I feel about the Westworld. Like, I get to a point I don't like it that much, but I can't stop myself. I have to keep watching because it was so good initially, and I know it's going to get back to that, so I have to keep watching.
Oh, that first season. The first season was great, I thought. Yeah. So, anyway. Jeremy?
Yes, I need to start Westworld. I don't again. It's adding to the list of films and stuff. y'all know my green list. This thing is crazy. I need to finish quite a bit of things. I know there's some new Star Trek. I don't know if I told y'all, but I love Star Trek. So there's some new stuff for that I need to start. With Waco, I saw the rest of that again. It was just intriguing because once we stopped, y'all know that episode 3 is when it gets down, and I was like, I have to watch this. So I watched it again, but the episode 3, you cannot stop it. So I was like, it's gonna be playing. So I watched that.
Yep.
I watched a new show called Married at First Sight, and they put 2 individuals that have never met, and these relationship experts put these individuals together, and then but you only see them down the altar when you're getting married. And so you get with this person, obviously you go on a honeymoon, you do all this stuff, and it's just intriguing. Like, these people are, early 30s and out here just kind of like, I don't like her because she grew up this way. I don't like this brother because and it's just like nitpicking. And it was just very interesting because it reminds me of my dating escapades. I don't like this. You make this, you drive this, you look this way, you bald. Well, you know what? Get out my face. So, that's what you can do. So yeah, it was just funny because like the people and their mannerisms reminded me of kind of people I know. And, you got these young couples, you got these older, but anyway, I saw that, I think that was like season 9. I don't know how many seasons, some are on Hulu, but I was on Netflix and it was like season 9, but I just checked the last one out because it was in Charlotte. And so some of the scenes that I knew about and seen, I've obviously seen because I used to live there a little bit. So I saw that, and I saw Avengers Saturday because of the Chadwick Boseman stuff, and I was sad, and I was like, I haven't seen Black Panther, but they showed it on ABC Sunday, and so after the wrestling and all that, they had a pay-per-view. I saw a little bit of Black Panther, half of it, but I own the film. And then I saw The Hate U Give as well. I saw that the other day. Loved that. Didn't see it in theaters with you all. I don't know why I was like figuring out what happened there, but anyway, it was a great movie. I had it on Blu-ray, so I popped it in and loved it. So
I don't know what happened with that either, because I saw that in the theater. I don't remember if I tried to reach out to you or somebody or not, or I just went and saw it on the spur of the moment. The funny thing about that movie is I read the book first and loved the book. Love that book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and was super hyped about going to see the movie, and I did not see any trailer whatsoever. And I saw the movie, and I was kind of disappointed. And I was just like, some of these characters aren't acting the same way that they act in the book. There's a character who's completely left out of the film, and and I was just like, But then I recently watched it again, and liked it better. I liked it better the second time. It's not bad at all. It's pretty good. But it's just like any other books. You paint a picture in your head. There's a certain way that this person should act or whatever, and then you see the film and it could be kind of a letdown. So
yeah. And I couldn't remember. Yeah, I agree, Corey. I couldn't remember if that film and then if Bill Street Could Talk came out at the same. But I think we all, if I can recall our numbers, we liked If Bill Street Could Talk.
It's a great movie.
And yeah, so I don't own it, but I mean that's one film that I think I'm gonna get because I really enjoyed it when we saw it. So, Pose, I've finished part of season 2. I need to finish a couple more episodes. This school thing has taken my time for movies and just flipped it because everything is changing day by day.
Do you remember where you are in Pose?
Do
you remember where you are in Pose?
Oh, season 2, like episode 3. I haven't got that far. I'm gonna start doing them. I'm taking Fridays off. I'm just start finishing.
What's happening though? Do you remember what's happening?
I remember the news of, was it After Pray Tell? It was something like that. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
It was like some bad news coming. I stopped it. I was like, oh, not doing this. Like I could tell it, like the shadow was coming, like, oh, someone's about to die. And I was like, I literally
have they talked about Potter's Field yet?
Huh?
Have they talked about Potter's Field? Okay.
Why are y'all quizzing me? Like I'm
not quizzing you. I'm seriously asking you because that was something I didn't know anything about, and I totally like that broke my heart. So I was like, I just wonder if you got to that part yet because I didn't know. I had never heard of it.
I thought Potter's Field was talked about in the first episode of season 2. Was it not?
I don't know. It's been so long since I watched it.
I think it was.
Okay, we'll start talking about it, Jeremy.
Yeah, because I might just need to watch the whole thing again.
I'm not quizzing you though, honestly. I was just wondering.
Y'all know that's traumatic because I do that all the time, and I don't like my own medicine to be shot back at me. It's really.
Yeah, it was in the first episode of season 2. But anyways, it doesn't matter. I just love that show so much. It was so good, and I was like.
And another series, this on Netflix, it's called Connected. This guy's doing this it's a documentary, and the first episode was about surveillance, just watching things, and not only and mostly about facial recognition technology. It's really fascinating. I don't think it's as scary as it's supposed to be, but it was a really fascinating episode. I think I'm gonna keep watching that. And I picked up Ozark again. I haven't finished the first season. I'm still on. I think I just finished the 4th episode. But I'm trying to I want to get through that too. I think I read that it was canceled.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any more. And then Cuckoo. Cuckoo has a new season out. This is kind of it's like a sleeper sort of thing, but the first season had Adam Sandler in it, and then he wasn't in the second season. His character got replaced by the actor who played the werewolf in the Twilight series.
Yeah.
And it was just the weirdest thing. Yeah. The weirdest thing, and his character is just so weird and smiley and happy and dumb that he's just very different than that other part that he's playing. But Cuckoo is a very absurd kind of I think it's Australian comedy. That's pretty good.
Dana, weren't you watching another show on Netflix?
I was just going to say, I won't get into it, but don't watch The Rain. Do watch Schitt's Creek. Thank you.
Schitt's Creek. That is a great series. I need to finish that too.
I'll tell you, the first season, I was kind of on the border. I didn't know, but in the second season, I've grown to like the characters and just be attached to them, and I like it. I mean, it's not going to have you like rolling on the floor laughing. It's more of a smart comedy, I like to say, or whatever. So I like that one. And The Rain, which is funny. So what Netflix is doing is taking a lot of movies they have, and I don't know if Netflix did the original movies or not, but they're dubbing them in English. And so it's so funny to hear the people they select to dub these characters and stuff. And some of them are so freaking annoying. Their voices, like, it's horrible. But anyway, The Rain was one of those. And I'm telling y'all, you're going to want to punch everybody in the cast. It is horrible. And I made myself watch the whole thing. And it's one of those movies where the people who, not movies, excuse me, TV shows, I don't think they knew that they were going to get renewed. So they didn't know how to end it. So they ended up with, I think, 3 seasons. And when you get to the third, the way it ends makes the first 2 seasons not make any sense at all. It's no. The premise was interesting, and then I'm just going to go ahead and tell you this part real quick because this is what bothers me. So anyway, apparently it rains, and if it rains on you, you get infected and you die. And so
that's it.
That's basically the premise. So some people manage not to get wet, right? But you would think after managing not to get wet and watching people die, if you do decide to go outside, one thing you will always have with you is an umbrella, raincoat. They stopped. The show forgot that the rain would kill people. Basically, is what I'm saying. Like, it killed everybody off, and then the people who were left it's kind of like a Walking Dead thing. If Walking Dead decided all of a sudden to forget that the zombies kill. So that's basically what happened. And it was like the whole premise of this, y'all are acting like, does it have, like, it would rain and they would be in a house that, was decrepit, should have been condemned. And so there's a leak in the ceiling somewhere, right? Dripping through they didn't even think about any of that. Nobody had an umbrella. Nobody wore raincoats. I mean, these things would have been plentiful because everybody else was dead. There would have been plenty of these items for you to
Did they have the Weather Channel? Were they surprised that it was going to rain?
No, because here's the thing, Brian. It rained every day. That was another thing. It rained every day. And they will always be like, okay, we got to hurry up and get to here before the rain comes.
Okay. I think this sounds like an awesome show, just how bad it is. And you watched 3 seasons of it?
Yeah, I watched. So in fairness, I watched it while I was doing other stuff, so I would be crafting and it would be on. But the first season, I was like, oh, this is interesting. This is good. And then it just, like I said, I don't think they realized they were going to have another one, and they forgot what the whole premise of the story was.
I'm in for that. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's
82%. 82%.
82% what?
Fan vote, people liking this.
That's certified fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me? Like, there's so many Reddits and subreddits about how much people hate the characters. Because I was like, this is no. 82%. Are they American or does it divide it up? Because I wonder if, like, seriously, because some of the accents, like, she keeps calling her brother, and his name looks like it says Ramus, but the way she says it, I can't say it. It's like whatever she says. It is so annoying. Every time she calls his name, I just like cringe. And she kept saying it over and over. No, that show is bad. Anybody know? Are they rating all the seasons or just season 1?
Probably 1. Season 1. It says 1.
Okay, season 1 was fine. Go to season 2 and 3. If that's still in the 80s, people lie.
Okay, season 2. Damn, 48%.
Okay.
Season 3, 33%.
Okay, that seems fair. Yeah. Season 1, which is why I watched season 2. I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then, like I said, they didn't know they were going to have a season 2, and they sure didn't know they were going to have a season 3. And it just
that's funny.
Go well.
Is each season only like 10 episodes or something?
I don't know. I felt like
the first season's 8. I just looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah,
I felt
the
like
first season's 8.
Season 3 was even shorter for some reason. I don't know. Like, they were like, oh, let's just finish this.
Yeah.
So, The other thing on Netflix right now is Lucifer. Have you guys watched any of Lucifer at all?
Dana's watching that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my wife and daughter binged through the whole series, and I caught the first season of it, I think. And I was going to go back and watch that. And I'd seen that it was canceled, it was ended. And so it's a surprise that they restarted that season, and the trailer for season 5 looks really fun. Looks really good.
It was initially canceled, I think, from TV, and then Netflix picked it up.
Yeah.
It was originally on TV, and then it got canceled, and then Netflix picked it up. And so I tried to watch it too. It's one of those shows, again, that you just put on in the background. Like, it is so, like, the devil, like, he's just a little, he tries, I don't even know how to say this. Like, he's witty and has bad jokes, and he's just, like, weird. And I think he's supposed to be, like, really hot, but I don't find him hot in that manner. So that's another thing that's kind of weird. But then he tries to scare people by giving them the red eye, looking at them.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, I don't, bless you. I don't hate him.
I knew Corey was
I don't understand him. I don't understand him as a character. Like, I don't know what he is supposed to be. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I did season 1. I just kind of on to the next.
I was like, why do people watch this? But again, if it's just something fun, and I could definitely see it being a show on TV, yeah. But I haven't started watching it. I mean, if I can't think of anything, I'll still play it in the background, so I still know what's going on.
Yeah, I was like, is this trying to be Charm 2.0? Because it ain't working.
Okay, see, that's a good way to explain that. It does have kind of like Charm, kind of vibe going on. So yeah, if you like Charm, this could be something I can see you like.
Very comic booky.
Yeah.
And not in a good way. Not in the good comic booky ones, Not to deride comic book stuff.
No.
Oh, we're going to pick this up. We just stopped before the last story. So now we have to pick up and end it. So we're going to cut and come back.
We're going to cut out all the racism and the drug taking, and then we're going to...
we're going to cut and come back.
So we will pick back up tomorrow with another film from Fubo TV or Showtime.
I kind of want to say Fubu, but like I know.
It's not Fubu.
No, it's Fubo.
Fubu is a clothing brand.
Yes, which I don't even think they're in business anymore.
Yes, they are.
They are?
They are actually.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. See, I don't know nothing.
They had platinum Fubu one time. I was like, why it gotta be platinum? What makes platinum and regular Fubu different?
Wow.
Sorry.
I don't know, but you could get Fubu at Burlington Outlet.
It's true.
All I know is in the 90s, I had a full Fubu outfit, jumpsuit. Blue, it was Carolina blue, top and bottom, and a hat. It was
awesome. You gotta wear that tomorrow.
Nope.
I had a Fat Albert Fubu shirt, still one of my favorites.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.